People ask me all the time, why do I make YouTube videos? This channel doesn't exactly pay the mortgage. I spend hours every week thinking of ideas, writing, recording, editing, fixing mistakes, making thumbnails, just to do it all over again the next week. So why do I do it? Everybody talks about subscribers, views, watch time, the algorithm, right? I hear creators say all the time, you gotta feed the algorithm, man. And maybe they're right, all right? I honestly have no idea. Because if I'm being completely honest with you guys, before YouTube, I've never created anything for an algorithm. I've always created things for people. Because listen, before YouTube, before podcasts and social media, I spent years playing in rock bands out in Hollywood. I was lucky enough to have varying levels of success with that. And one thing you learn really quickly when you're standing on a stage in front of a crowd is that it's the people you have to impress. And nobody, not a single person in that crowd, is just another number. Every single person out there in that crowd made a decision to spend part of their life with you. Maybe they had to drive an hour to the venue. Maybe they spent money that they really didn't have. Maybe they hired a babysitter. Maybe they had to work the next morning and were running on 4 hours of sleep. Whatever their story was, they chose to give us 45 minutes of their life. All right? That meant something to me. And it still does, okay? Now, fast forward all these years later, the stage looks a little bit different. And instead of a stack of Marshalls behind me, I've got cameras and microphones and enough USB-C cables to open my own micro center. Instead of a smoky club or theater, I'm sitting at home alone in front of a camera. But you know what hasn't changed? There's still a person on the other side. Somebody clicked on this video. Somebody decided that for the next 8 or 10 minutes, that they're going to spend their time with me. And think about that for a second. Time is the one thing that nobody gets back. Money comes and goes. You could always buy another camera, but you can't get another Tuesday afternoon. So when somebody gives me 10 minutes of their time, maybe it's just the way I came up through the ranks, but I still take that very seriously. I mean, really, think about it. Out of almost 8 billion people on the planet, somehow you and I cross paths. You could have clicked on literally millions of other videos today. Instead, for whatever reason, you wound up here. And, listen, that's not something I take for granted. Maybe that's why I never understood the phrase create for the algorithm. I honestly don't even know what the hell that means. I've never sat down and thought, man, I wonder what the algorithm wants from me today. And even if I did, what am I supposed to do now? I'm supposed to put together a video that I literally have zero interest in just because some soulless set of ones and zeros told me that it's the way to get popular? That sounds exhausting. I'd rather make something that one real person actually enjoys than something that a computer supposedly approves of. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the gear. You guys know that. I love doing reviews. I love cameras. I love drones. Hell, half the fun is learning how to use all of this stuff. Every video I do teaches me something, okay? Sometimes it's lighting, sometimes it's editing, sometimes it's realizing that the thumbnail that I thought was brilliant actually sucked ass, right? And honestly, I love that, okay? Because every video makes me just a little bit better than the one before it. But here's something I never expected. Over time, these videos have become like little time capsules, okay? I could go back and watch something I made a few years ago and instantly remember where I was in life. I remember the room. I remember the gear I was excited about. I remember what was going on personally. And sometimes I even remember what what happened the day I recorded the actual video. You don't realize you're documenting your own life until enough time passes. One day you look back and realize you've accidentally made a scrapbook of your life year after year. The older you get, the more something like that matters. One day, my nieces and nephews, or maybe kids that aren't even born yet, could click on one of these videos and hear what I sounded like. They could see how I laughed. They could hear my stupid jokes and see what I was passionate about. That's kind of incredible when you really think about it. The gear isn't why I keep doing this. Making stuff is. When I was a musician, writing songs gave me a feeling that it's hard to explain. You'd walk into a studio with an idea that only existed in your head, right? A few hours or days or weeks later, it became something real. You created something that literally didn't exist that morning, okay? Even if nobody ever heard it, all right? It still existed. You made something from nothing. And that song was gonna outlive me, man. And I realized not too long ago that making YouTube videos gives me a very similar feeling to that. This video didn't exist yesterday, all right? It was just an idea. Now it'll probably be here long after I'm gone, all right? That's pretty incredible when you stop and think about it. Maybe 100 people watch it, maybe 100,000, okay? The crazy part is neither one changes why I made it. Honestly, the number of views it gets is almost besides the point. Hell, I've made videos that get 230 views that I'm more proud of than the videos that got me thousands of views. The point is that I made something. I took an idea out of my head and turned it into something that another person could experience. We spend so much time thinking about views that we forget how awesome it is that ordinary people could leave something behind now. Think about that, man. 50 years ago, if you wanted to leave your mark on an industry, you needed a record deal, or you needed a book publisher, or a TV network. Somebody else got to decide whether you got a shot. Today, anybody with a phone can make something that has the potential to live forever. That's insane. And I don't think we appreciate it enough, man. Maybe that's why I get a little frustrated when people tell me that they're too old to start making videos on YouTube, or that nobody's gonna watch. Who cares? Make something. Tell a story. Teach somebody how to do something. Make somebody laugh. Show somebody how to fix a wheelchair. Okay? Record your grandmother telling family stories. I don't know, man. Just make something. The other thing I never really expected was the people. YouTube is a weird place, man. I've met people through this channel and my previous one that I never would have met otherwise. Some of you have been with me for over a decade. You've watched me change cameras. You've watched me handle snakes. You've watched me change studios. Some of you watched before my amputation. Some of you have found me after, okay? But some of you have sent me messages at exactly the right time when I needed to hear them the most, okay? That has zero to do with any kind of algorithm. That's people. That's real people. That's the part that I care about. And that's the part why I'm going to keep doing this. Look, I've forgotten thousands of YouTube videos over the years, but there's still a handful that I'll never forget. Videos that made me laugh when life wasn't giving me many reasons to. All right, videos that taught me something that I'll carry with me forever. Videos that changed the way I looked at the world. That's what lasts, man. Not click-through rates, not analytics, not the algorithm. People remember how you made them feel, man. So when people ask me why I still make YouTube videos, that's why. After all these years, I'm still excited to hit that record button. Now, not because I'm chasing views, but because what I am still chasing is that same feeling I had standing in a recording studio a lifetime ago. Taking an idea that only existed in my head and turning it into something real. If there's one thing that I hope that you take away from all this, it's that I think that people who create things are a little bit happier than the people who spend their whole lives waiting for someone else to create something for them. So, till next time, my friends, stay loud, stay a little bit reckless, and go out and make something. See you next time.